This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Today, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump's campaigns are in spin mode after what's being called the nastiest presidential debate in U.S. history.
Last night, the two took to the stage without even shaking hands. Trump invited 3 women to the debate who have accused Bill Clinton of sexual misconduct, even as the fallout continues over his own vulgar comments about women captured on tape back in 2005 and obtained by the Washington Post. During the debate, Trump called the tape, quote, locker room talk, while Clinton said it showed that he is unfit to be president. Today, Trump's running mate said he forgives Trump for his words.
He showed humility to the American people, and then he fought back and turned the focus to the choice that we face, and I'm proud to stand with Donald Trump.
But many other Republicans are not standing with their nominee. Today, in a conference call, House Speaker Paul Ryan told GOP lawmakers he will not continue to defend Trump and will not campaign with him in the next month. Trump tweeted a response to Ryan saying the speaker should spend his time on jobs, the budget, and illegal immigration, not waste his time fighting the Republican nominee. In our very unscientific poll on Sarasota's Bayfront, most people we talked to thought Donald Trump performed better in last night's debate. ABC7's Ray Collins has more on this local reaction. Ray?
The debate caused lots of talk, Haley, but no one seems to have changed their vote based on last night's debate. We simply approached 9 people, including 2 couples, who said they watched last night's debate in St. Louis. 6 thought that Trump did better, but none said the debate changed their minds either way. Here are a few of their responses.
Hillary looked frustrated, very, very frustrated. I don't like her artificial smile. So I guess I would give it to Trump this time. Not last time, but this time.
I think he does show spunk, but there's so little substance. He certainly didn't change my point of view, and I'm an independent. I voted Republican and Democrat in the past.
American politics has hit a new low. We are trading manipulative insults instead of debating policy positions.
Well, one thing both sides agree on, this is the most unusual campaign season in our lifetimes. Haley?
Surely is. Thank you, Ray. Well, in a 4-way contest, Hillary Clinton now leads Donald Trump by double digits. A new NBC Wall Street Journal poll released today has the Democrat leading her Republican opponent 46% to 35%. That is an 11-point lead among likely voters. In a 2-way race, Clinton's lead widens to 14 points, taking 52% support over Trump's 38%. The poll was taken before Sunday's debate, but after a 2005 videotape of Trump making lewd and aggressive comments about women became public.
With a little more than 24 hours to go before Florida's voter registration deadline, there's still no word from a federal court on a lawsuit seeking to give residents more time to sign up to vote. The Florida Democratic Party filing suit late Sunday to try to force state officials to extend the deadline for up to a week. The extension would allow residents who fled Hurricane Matthew more time to register. Governor Rick Scott has refused to allow more time. In this lawsuit, lawyers for the Democratic Party argue it's unfair for Scott to warn residents to follow evacuation orders ahead of the storm, while at the same time refusing to give people more time to register after the storm.
It's typical human nature. We don't do what we're supposed to do till the deadlines are upon us. And so we registered tens of thousands of voters in the final few days of voter registration. And Hurricane Matthew stopped people from being able to register to vote.
A reminder, election offices in Sarasota and Manatee counties will be open late tomorrow, October 11th. In Sarasota County, offices will be open until 9 p.m., while Manatee County election offices will stay open until 7 p.m.
And now it's time to get a check on this beautiful weather that we're enjoying on this Monday.
Oh, nice. Here's Bob with more.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the dew point temperature way down there to 59 degrees right now, 84 on the temperature. We have a few clouds around, low top cumulus clouds. The dew point there is 59, and the humidity 43%, winds out of the east-northeast, a bit brisk at 14 miles an hour. That dry air covers most of the eastern third of the nation, and you can see it stretching all the way down into the Bahamas where they need it, and we need it here as well. And looks like it's going to stick around for a while, too. Temperatures, dew point temperatures are very critical in determining how low the temperature will go overnight. Now, barring no wind, they'll drop down to the dew point, but we have a pretty brisk wind out of the east-northeast, so it'll mix things up a bit. So we're expecting low temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Look at that dew point in Tallahassee at 47 degrees. Well, we still are in the tropical season, and we still have a storm out there. We'll talk more about Nicole as it heads off toward Bermuda and then eventually the open waters of the Atlantic. Matthew is gone. It's got picked up by the front and headed off toward the open waters of the Atlantic for the time being. No rainfall around. It looks like it'll stay dry, too, through the overnight. Well, much more in our forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. A follow-up now on a solar panel that was built in the wrong location in Venice. Tomorrow, Venice city leaders will hold a public hearing on what to do about the mistake, and residents will get a chance to voice their opinion. Earlier this year, Florida Power and Light hired a contractor to install a new solar panel parking canopy at the Venice Community Center. But the contractors built that structure in the wrong part of the parking lot after misreading the plans. The city council is now debating forcing FPL to rebuild it in the correct location at a loss of $160,000 to the contractor.
Downtown Sarasota's Hyatt Regency has a new owner. The Observer reporting a notable Tampa doctor has purchased the 294-room hotel for $57.8 million. That price does not include things such as furniture and other supplies, so the full transaction is believed to be closer to $75 million. The hotel is expected to keep its same name. By the way, the city is expected to add more than 800 new hotel rooms within the next year.
Getting to and from Siesta Key may soon be a little bit easier. Trolleys could be rolling onto the beach. Sarasota County Area Transit, or SCAT, is soliciting bids for a potential operator. Early proposals for the service include 2 routes to the mainland at the north and south bridges. If approved, service could begin as soon as December. Members of the Siesta Key Association hope that the trolley service could help with that traffic that we really see start to build up during the busy tourism season.
In Manatee County, work could soon get underway to renovate the Coquina North boat ramp. It will be widened to 2 lanes with a floating dock in the middle. The dock, seawall, and parking lot will also be renovated. The boat ramp was closed back in February of 2015 due to safety precautions. Contractors are now submitting bids for the project, and work could start as early as next year. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a woman's heart problem goes from fairly minor to extremely dangerous.
What the nurse did that may have helped doctors save her life. That's coming up in Health News.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Come experience the precision, performance, and power of the Ram 1500 during Ram Power Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the comfort, gizmos, and gadgets you'll find in a luxury vehicle. And right now, get up to 20% off. That's up to $14,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Christmas Tradition by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Imagine going to the hospital for a stent procedure for arteries narrowed by plaque and the next day undergoing quintuple bypass surgery and a valve repair. ABC7's Alex Redmond has the story of this woman's experience. Alex.
Thanks, Haley. Women can experience different symptoms than men when it comes to their hearts, but one nurse persisted when she felt that something was wrong. The doctor that performed her complicated surgery says speaking up may have saved her life. 54-year-old nurse Suzanne Fisher says she didn't feel right.
I had palpitations. My heart was racing. I had edema.
This went on for about 8 months.
I had that nagging voice in my head. I was saying, why can't they find what's wrong with me? I know there's something wrong with me. And I was terrified to find out what it was.
Cardiovascular and thoracic surgeon Dr. Roberto Cervera first met Fisher with her cardiologist in the cath lab, where she was getting a stent procedure. But more problems were found.
Her mitral valve, one of her valves on the left side of the heart, was wide open. It was leaking severely, and her heart had gotten dilated, and that's why she was feeling, short of breath.
Dr. Cervera told Fisher the gravity of her situation.
He was going to do open heart surgery, and I don't remember for about 2.5 weeks when I woke up in critical care.
We did 5 bypasses on her. I repaired her valve.
Dr. Cervera says that this is a mechanical valve, and this is used more commonly in younger patients in their 40s or 50s. It lasts a little longer.
Our patient, Susan Fisher, had this mitral valve ring, and that's to support the structure of the valve, which we call the annulus, and I had to put in a device through her groin to help her support her for recovery, which is called an intra-aortic balloon pump. It relieves the heart, and it helps the heart get blood supply more so than without it.
Fisher's challenges continued.
70 pounds of fluid she collected after her surgery. The second issue was that after her surgery, her kidneys became dysfunctional. So for a short period of time required hemodialysis, and we needed to monitor her kidney function. Last of which she presented to Health Southwest were multiple wounds that required nursing care, physician care, and a coordination of wound care.
My rehab projected date was 7 to 10 to 14 days, but I worked really, really hard to get out of here in 5 days, and they worked with me to get me out of here that quick.
Both Drs. Cervera and De Jesus and patient Suzanne says that had she not listened to her body and persisted that something was wrong, she may not be here today. So Fisher says, she listened to herself.
Instinct.
That's it. You have to.
And how long was she in the hospital with this whole ordeal?
She was in critical care for 17 days.
Wow.
17 days she didn't know what was going on, and I think altogether about 26 days. And she's doing really well right now. She was only in rehab 5 days, which is unbelievable. Health South did a very good job with her.
And Dr. said, she worked hard. So.
Yeah. Surgery was at Venice Regional Bayfront Health, and Cervera is their newest surgeon, thoracic surgeon. He's also the chief medical director of the thoracic surgery program.
Well, that team did a great job.
Yeah,
Thank you, Alex. Now let's head over to Bob.
Well, Haley, you mentioned it earlier. It's been a long time since we had temperatures in the 60s, and we had them there this morning, finally, after a long, hot summer, 145 days since the last 60-degree temperature that occurred back in May of, it looks like the 27th of May at Sarasota Braden Airport. A beautiful work week ahead as a result of high pressure continuing to build in, and a slight chance of showers comes back, but not until Sunday, and even that's pretty small. Van Wezel webcam showing a beautiful day out there today. You can see a little fair weather cumulus clouds developing by the afternoon. We'll see similar conditions again tomorrow with a northeast wind. Temperatures will still warm into the mid 80s to upper 80s, but with all this high pressure and control keeping skies clear, It looks as though the low humidity will stick around, too. We're not going to see that east wind, and that will keep temperatures rather nice. We're looking for lows tonight, upper 60s, mid 60s, and then we'll warm up by 10:30, 8 o'clock, or I should say 10:30, around 78 degrees, and then by the afternoon into the mid to upper 80s. But again, not too terribly hot because the humidity will stay so comfortable, I think, through tomorrow. Even in through Wednesday and Thursday, we'll start to see the atmosphere moisten up just a little bit. Currently, it's 84. We have sunshine, just a few clouds. The dew point comfortable. The humidity actually at 43%. Winds out of the east-northeast now. And the high today, 87. And there's the low, 68 at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. The record, though, look at that, 52 set in 2093, set in 1962. No rainfall. It's been dry over the weekend as a result of the high pressure moving in and Matthew getting out of here. Temperatures lows will be into the mid 60s, and I thought I was done there. 68 degrees in Rotunda, 67 in Port Charlotte. These are low temperatures tonight. 66 in Osprey, Lakewood Ranch at 66, and 70 at Longboat Key. Parish will be 65, so a little bit cooler as you move away from the water. With the water temperature actually getting a little bit cooler now because of the clouds and northwest wind we had over the weekend. It got down to 81 degrees as far as the water temperature goes. Just remember, one time this year it was at 90 degrees, so things have really cooled down. Lows start off in the 60s. We warm up into the mid-80s by the noon, and we'll see a little bit more clouds like we're seeing today in the late afternoon, but not many, and no rain anticipated. Temperatures currently, though, pretty nice. Charlotte at 72, Atlanta 76 degrees, 82 in Tupelo, and 81 degrees in Dallas. I talked about this earlier. We're by our peak, obviously, September 10th, and then notice what happens. It drops off and then picks back up there pretty quickly by late October. So there's a little secondary mini peak, and we'll keep an eye on that for you. But right now, this is Nicole heading right toward this little dot right there. That's Bermuda. And it could actually gain strength. Right now, it's a tropical storm. Could get winds up to 90 miles an hour before it makes landfall on Thursday. Elsewhere, things are fairly quiet in the tropics right now, but the breeding ground during late October and throughout November is in this area right here and in the Gulf of Mexico. What we need is a strong cold front to come down and kind of stop the Gulf of Mexico from breeding the hurricanes. However, they usually don't make it down here until late November, so this will be the place to watch over the upcoming days. These little arrows indicate the movement, general movement of where these storms go. And as I alluded to earlier last week, October, half of the storms that develop in October impact Florida. So this one's going to impact Bermuda and not have any impact on Florida, thankfully, as we move through this week. For boaters, it looks a little bit choppy out there. We'll have a moderate chop. Seas running 2 to 4 feet. Northeast winds at 10 to 15 knots. Low temperatures tonight, quite nice, into the 60s. And then we'll see temperatures gradually warm up. Still, though, comfortable mornings. And then the humidity is starting to pick up, too, by Thursday. And a slight chance for showers, but not until Sunday. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. Traffic is backed up on I-75. This is in the northbound lanes near Fruitville Road.
Samsung has apparently stopped production of the Galaxy Note 7 smartphone. It follows more reports of the new replacement phones overheating and catching fire. Last week, a Note 7 emitted smoke and forced a Southwest Airlines flight in Kentucky to evacuate passengers. Samsung is now adjusting the Note 7 production schedule in order to take further steps to ensure quality and safety measures. Retailers AT&T and T-Mobile had also decided to stop giving the Note 7 replacement smartphones to its customers.
If you have a sweet tooth, listen up. There are now 2 recalls involving ice cream. The Turkey Hill brand is recalling some of its ice cream that was mislabeled. The recall affects some 48-ounce containers. The side label reads Dutch chocolate. The packages actually contain the Rocky Road flavor that can trigger some food allergies. The Rocky Road flavor contains eggs and almonds. Consumers who are not allergic to those 2 ingredients don't really need to be concerned unless you just really hate that flavor of ice cream. Well, Nestle has issued a voluntary recall of its drumstick ice cream cones because they may be contaminated with listeria. The recall includes about the 16-count variety pack and the 24-count vanilla pack. No illnesses have been reported at this time. Nestle says if you have these ice creams, please do not eat them and return them to the store.
Such a shame.
It really is. I guess it's a good deterrent if you don't, if you're trying not to eat ice cream, just think of this. Entertainment news is next.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Brian Lochte making a big commitment.
He is now engaged to former Playboy model Kayla Ray Reid. The pair posted pictures on Instagram of Reid sporting a big diamond ring in front of a Malibu backdrop. Her picture included the caption, "Speechless, absolutely beautiful, so in love with you." The couple met in January, apparently at a nightclub. Lochte recently told USA Today that he realized Reid was the one after she stuck by him during his recent controversies. Drake has broken a record once held by the King of Pop. Drake has earned 13 American Music Award nominations, shattering Michael Jackson's record of 11 nominations in a single year from 1984. Rihanna got 7 nominations, and Adele and Justin Bieber tied with 5 each. A lot of artists are up for Artist of the Year, including Drake. The award show will air live right here on ABC7 on November 20th.
Dierks Bentley, Eric Church, Maren Morris, and Keith Urban will perform at the 50th Annual Country Music Association Awards show. Church and Morris have 5 nominations apiece. Both are vying for Single and Song of the Year. Bentley has 4 nominations, including Album of the Year and Male Vocalist. Carrie Underwood and Brad Paisley will host the awards show, which will air here on ABC7 on November 2nd.
Get ready to dance your cares away and leave your worries for another day. The 1980s hit cartoon Fraggle Rock is making a comeback. You may remember the Fraggles played music and interacted with each other underground despite huge differences in their ways of life. The children's series originally aired on HBO from 1983 to 1987. The show will now be digitally remastered and will air on HBO's broadcast channels, also be available for streaming by the end of the year.
Finally, a magical classic has come to an end, at least in Orlando. You know that music there. Walt Disney World saying farewell to its Main Street Electrical Parade last night. The parade has been dazzling visitors with its colorful lights and floats since 1977. It will now be relocating to Disneyland in California, where it ran from 1972 to 1996.
It's kind of weird to not have it.
It's a tradition that generations have seen, and I think they like to go back and sort of relive that.
Relive it, yeah.
You know, kids who are now adults. and shown it off to their kids. So, you know, but Disney is that way. They'll come up with something new that'll start a new tradition.
They always
right?
stun us with something even better. We'll be right back.